This is kind of an interesting thing that how in the money system with finances, right? There's words like you can liquidate your assets or you could freeze your assets. There's currency. There's like having a flow of money or a fountain of wealth, and all these words
Water.
associated with water, right? Currents, liquefy. Um, so it's just kind of an interesting metaphor or fact that even banks of the river and whatever. So
Yeah.
it's kind of an cool thing.
It was if people looked at it that way, it would probably ease their stresses about it a bit in the sense of it's like more of a symbolic thing. Like a dollar bill is a symbol. Like it's a we give it its purpose, but it's more like this flowy thing in the ether. It's like
Yeah,
we have all this structure around the financial way everything works, but it's just as a representation of the flow and fluidity of wealth. Another thing that we, just that concept. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Trickling down, things are going to trickle down, finances trickle down. That I think that originated from like how capitalism is super new, only a few hundred years old, and the systems used to be just like everybody gave their money to the noble of whoever ran the city, and then they would distribute it to whoever needed it. So it wasn't like nobody actually made money themselves, putting this super loosely and vaguely, but
yeah.
like they gave their money to a place, and that was a pool of money, and that pool of money would
Cool.
then get trickled down and wash over like the community to wherever it needed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at it as I bet in like 100 years, it probably won't even be that long. The whole framework around finances and money is going to shift into something that's more like that, more akin to the way it was back in the day of just like people doing services to the community, and then they just get what they need in return. And right now, the thing that we get what we need in return for doing a service is finances, and the thing that we get finances for is to give other people money, other people those finances, to so they can do those services to the community that yeah everybody's doing random services because we can't all do all the services, so we have different people doing different services, and the finances are just the thing that represent what we get from services to
Yeah.
give to others for services. Like
Yeah.
that's all it is. It's just a symbol of that.
Yeah.
Like some kind of, I don't, maybe it'll happen from the framework of we get rid of constant like currencies in terms of cards are almost leaning that way a bit, but it's still based on like these number crunchings, and it almost gives it this finite appearance, this finite like when you have a number and a digit on it, and then like it has this very finite in the sense of like it's a static thing where it's more fluid and like it eventually will just have something that is expresses the fluidity of it more than the kind of static numbers. And here is a bill, instead of being a bill it would be like here's something more representative of the this is an impermanent
Yeah.
floating around thing. I don't know what that would look like,
Yeah.
and it's kind of tied into every single system on the planet at this point. So
Yeah.
naturally, if it shifts, it's going to be because everything else on the planet is shifting at the same time.